Okay, you're here on behalf of the Coolidge Law Firm,
I am.
and you're here on behalf of the mortgage specialist.
I am.
Sir. Okay, apparently they have a judgment against you in the amount of $3,441, and the issue today is how that's going to get paid.
Well, Your Honor, it was improperly served. I was 2,000 miles away, and the person that received the service was working with Mr. Coolidge as a paralegal. Now listen, Mr. Coolidge received $50 million settlement offers from Liberty, tens of millions of dollars. Now, I was not served. The paralegal, I only have 15,000 emails and text messages to say they were working together, and have them here now, some of the emails.
What I suggest you do this, sir. I cannot relitigate the merits of the case today. If for some reason, you apparently get, I guess, a default judgment. If for some reason you feel that was improperly obtained, what you need to do is file a motion with the court, explain the things that you were going to say, you were going to tell me now, and we'll schedule that for a hearing. But that's not the issue that I can listen to today, sir. That's not what's before us today. The only issue before us today is how this is going to get paid. The mortgage specialist, that's a corporation?
Yes, let me explain that, sir. Mr. Barrington was hired by Liberty Mutual to get inside my company now. Actually, Judge Anderson, right, in the same week is asking to look at my company financial. What they're trying to do is buy me off and shut me up, and that's why Barrington's on the case again to get the financial.
Hey, sir, you need to understand, I cannot go back and relitigate the case.
No, I know, but I'd like this on record because this is extortion, Your Honor.
It may very well be.
Oh, it is.
I don't, sir, I don't know.
You do know who I am, Your Honor, don't you? StateCorruption.org. You know the releases that
Sir,
Mr. Barrington was asking for us for Bill Shaheen and Alex
I
Walker?
don't have any idea who you are. I don't believe I've ever had you in court before.
Well, I have 40,000 listeners and followers of StateCorruption.org, which
I'm not one
Mr.
of
Barrington, well, Mr. Barrington's been a subject of 3 videos while he was representing me. Last thing, I'd like you to read an email. In fact, I'll put it up there so you can see it. It's from Brian Barrington. You know, the corrupt bastard's been with me in these depositions working for Liberty. But hold on. This is a settlement request. It is certainly not our choice. I am just a messenger. No, the settlement would be global to end all litigations. Global. Could you call that organized in more than one? Right? Everybody's saying they're innocent, and yet they're putting the word global themselves and referring to themselves.
It's very dubious.
We've made progress.
On the issue.
We've made progress service upon the registered agent
I'm not,
officer.
that's not the issue today. I'm assuming you have a
For
valid
today's-
judgment.
And today's service. He's the president of the company. We've served the registered agents and financial.
Who accepted service, Your Honor?
You're missing the same point that I just said to him. I'm not here today to decide whether or not the service was valid or you have a proper default judgment. I'm here today only to decide, I assume that you do. That's the record shows. The record shows you have that now.
The
The only thing I
corporation
want to know is how we're going to resolve this today until he has a motion to strike that default judgment granted. Until that happens, I'm just going to decide how we should go forward today, assuming that you have that judgment.
The corporation has still functioning. It has more than enough assets to cover $3,416.
Your Honor, can I see a copy of the service? I'm telling you, I've never seen it. I'm allowed to see the service. Is that right?
You can see everything is online, sir.
Michael Gill is not the registered agent.
There you go. And was it Kerry Lemieux who was working with you?
Wait a second.
Let me guess.
First of all, you addressed me, okay?
Okay, Your Honor.
All
It
the
was
things-
signed by a woman who's under arrest for what I'm telling you they're doing. And the partner is already with the Department of Justice. How do you think I was? I was in Florida, and you know at the time I was in Florida, I was meeting with the Mortgage Association director that he knew of, and only had my wife, had a 6-7 Russian nationals break into my hotel room and try to kill me. Now I remember, Your Honor, $50 million. Would you like to ask Mr. Barrington if I had tens of millions of dollars in offers? Would you like to answer that,
Well,
Mr.
I'd like to
Barrington?
have you, your name is what, sir?
Mike Gill. Running for governor, by the way, Your Honor, is an independent. I put these bastards in jail.
The last time he was in court, Your Honor, Judge LePew put him in jail for contempt because he has no respect for the
Judge
judicial
who?
system.
Francois.
I-
And you know what, Judge? Wait a second. Well, he brought it up, Your Honor. May I reply?
I don't care about that, no.
But I care. That's my character, Your Honor. So that judge
But I'm gonna
put me in
need you-
jail for having 2 sets of documents that threatened to murder my children, cut their heads off, and mail them back to me. So the contempt was the fact that I insisted that use it as evidence with the protection of my children. Now those letters and those emails are up on the internet, there's no doubt. Mr. Barrington has been an agent for the corrupt and working for them since the beginning.
Mr. Gill, Mr. Barrington is not on trial here today, you're not on trial here today. I'm simply here today to decide how payments are gonna be made.
I will appeal your decision, Your Honor. I understand your position.
You're certainly free to do that, and I have no objection to that.
But I want to make this court, and why I came here was extortion. Seeing I turned down 50 million, 3,000 isn't the point. His point today was to get a financial into the company.
Mr. Gill, what I'm gonna need you to do is to file, you do need to file a financial affidavit, not with regard to yourself personally, but with regard to the company.
I can't do that, Your Honor.
Why not?
Because that's exactly what they're doing. In threatening me, they need to know how much money mortgage specialists have, because that's why we've been fighting the corruption.
I've got to make an order of payments on this, sir. If mortgage payments, my Mortgage Specialist Incorporated has no assets, then I'm gonna make it.
No. We have millions of assets. Why don't you rule in Mr. Barrington's favor? I'll appeal it, and then I'll put him in jail.
Okay, so you're saying the company has millions of
Oh,
assets?
millions of dollars, but it's not going to have you see it, so Barrington sees it, so that they can turn around and leverage the company. See, you know what? The state of corruption, Your Honor, who's paying for it? Mortgage specialists. You can have a series of commercials sponsored by mortgage specialists in my run for governor. The largest drug dealers in this state. For instance, one of the releases was Bill Shaheen of Shaheen Gordon, Alex Walker, the Department of Revenue, the banking department. They offered me 50 million. They don't offer you 50 million, do they, Mr. Barrington, for being
Don't
wrong?
address Mr. Barrington, please address me.
Trust me, I'll spend 10 times this on putting a video across the country. Not a problem.
Okay, what I'm gonna do, Mr. Gill, is I'm gonna make an order that you pay the $34.41 by November 1st. This is.
And I have the right to appeal.
Yes, you do, sir.
Thank you,
You've
sir.
stated the company has the assets. You can appeal for that, and that was, have this order be stayed pending the appeal, okay?
Thank you.
Okay, you're all set to go.
Joanna Gunn Eaton versus Christopher Blakely and Arthur Blakely, Mayor Blakely.
Asshole, Liam, how about all those millions? You want to tell everybody how corrupt you run? You were talking to Jim Wheat. Did you know that we got the CC from Brentwood Court that had all the peoples you were working?
Can I have an escort to my vehicle?
Yeah, he's the criminal. Go ahead, have an escort to his vehicle.
I'm not kidding.
I'm not kidding
I am in
either.
fear of this lunatic.
He took an offer for 50 million. You guys know who I am, right? That's the guy who offered $50 million to shut my mouth, who was running with Bill Shaheen, protecting him, right there. All right. And listen, I don't touch anybody. I just uncover them. Put them in jail. All right, let's go.